starts right now.
Tonight, a crime caught on camera. This was a car theft attempt that escalated into a shootout between the homeowner and the suspects.
Yeah, the victim asked to remain anonymous, and as of now, more than 24 hours later, those suspects are still on the loose.
As the Night Team's John Paul Barajas explains, this man's home wasn't the first stop for the gunman early Tuesday morning.
Looking at the holes in their placement, I shouldn't be here. I want to say probably roughly about 20 shots into the house, hit the trees about 7 times.
Gunfire rang out in the early hours of Tuesday morning in the San Antonio Ranch subdivision. This man, who asked to stay anonymous, walked out to suspects trying to steal his car.
Pointed a gun at me and said to get back in the house.
He followed orders, but only to arm himself.
As soon as I was loaded, ready to go, I opened the door. I didn't say 2 words. I just opened fire.
The suspects then fired back.
My safest place was on the ground at that very moment. I just yelled out to my wife and my kids to stay down.
Bexar County Sheriff's deputies were at the home in a matter of seconds. They were at a call around the corner because of this video where one suspect is pointing a gun at the outdoor camera. The homeowner at this home got the alert through her phone.
I yelled to my husband to grab his gun. If you'd gotten there a few seconds earlier, faster, it could have been a shootout here. Or if you had left for work and we didn't check, I could have lost you.
According to BCSO, not one resident was hit, and it appears the only property damage was of the homeowner involved in the shooting. The theft attempt was unsuccessful, and it's not clear if either of the 2 suspects were hit.
The man's home, that's how, we have to defend it, by any means necessary. And I've got 3 lives in there that I'm responsible for, and I'll give this life, for them many times.
How everyone we spoke to in the neighborhood, even those off camera, seemed like arming themselves was their next step. As for the investigation, BCSO is asking anyone who might know this person to call their criminal division at 210-335-6070. Tips can remain anonymous. Steve, Stephanie.
At John Paul, that person needs to be off the street, clearly armed and dangerous. Thank you. New on the Nightbeat, a shooting sends a man to the hospital right now. He is fighting for his life at this hour. It all started around 6 this evening on Milvid Avenue near Huron Street. That's where police say a man in his 20s walking when someone in a vehicle pulled up next to him. The 2 started arguing. That led to the man in the vehicle shooting the man on the street in the chest. Right now, police are still looking for the shooter.
Also new tonight, another shooting. This one happened in Florida, and now 3 people are dead. And that includes a little girl. Happened in the Orlando area earlier today. Police arrested 19-year-old Keith Melvin Moses. They believe that he is responsible for a shooting spree that began when he killed a woman in her 20s. Investigators say that hours after that, Moses fired at a TV crew that was covering that story. One member of the 2-person news crew died, and then Moses allegedly shot a woman and her 9-year-old daughter in their home nearby. And that's the little girl that we just told you about who died. So now Moses is charged with murder.
Back here at home, fire crews had their hands full with this grass fire that actually shut down portions of Highway 281 in South Bexar County. We first told you about this on the news at 5. Right now, we know several buildings burned. One of them was a mobile home. The good news is no one was hurt. We aren't sure yet what exactly sparked those flames.
Tonight, another reset for the man accused of starting a deadly fire that killed San Antonio firefighter Scott Dean back in 2017. The trial for Eamon Johnson was scheduled to begin next week, but he was just assigned a new attorney, so that delays the trial yet again. Johnson allegedly started a fire at his gym at the Ingram Square Shopping Center back on May 18th of 2017. So the trial could start either September 18th or October 10th, but those dates really depend on prosecutors and whether they're available. Johnson, by the way, is facing 5 different charges, including murder and arson causing bodily injury, and the trial date should be announced next month.
A woman's dead body found in the middle of the street this morning, and police are trying to figure out why. Drivers first noticed the woman on South Zarzamora Street about 1:30 this morning. They called police. Right now, officers believe she was hit by a car, but they also found a wound on her forehead. They hope to know more after an autopsy report is released.
Okay, pay close attention to this because this is a warning from San Antonio police tonight. If they call you demanding money, just hang up. It's a scam. San Antonio police say they would never contact anyone over their financial status or ask for money over the phone, but these scammers are asking people to buy gift cards to pay a fee. They're also asking for the money through payment apps. So again, if you get a phone call that sounds like that, hang up and then call the police at the non-emergency line that you see on your screen. That's 210-207-7273.
It's spring break right around the corner, and for those in the tourism industry, it is the start of their busy season.
Yeah, the Night Team's Patty Santos shows us how San Antonio is breaking records and also reaching across the world to get people right here to the Alamo City.
The Alamo City never disappoints.
Never been here before. It's very cool place.
I love it. I love the Riverwalk. Really cool to just walk around.
The third largest industry in San Antonio is gearing up for its busy season, spring break, and the number of visitors expected is promising, says Mark Anderson, president and CEO of Visit San Antonio.
The forecast for 2023 have us breaking all occupancy records in the history of our city, but we've also already broken last year all average daily rate and RevPAR records for San Antonio.
March is pivotal in putting San Antonio on the itinerary for travel.
Anderson says they've been busy promoting the story of San Antonio to those in Texas, across the nation, and also making a call to tourists across the pond.
The #1 overseas market for the Alamo City is the United Kingdom. 20,000 Brits visit the Alamo City each year.
They represent $40 million in economic impact for our city.
The goal is to double the number of visitors by telling the story of San Antonio.
There is something for everyone in San Antonio.
But the tourism industry needs workers to show the best of the city. Seasonal jobs in the industry are still available, says Michelle Madsen with the San Antonio Hotel Lodging Association.
We're always looking for servers, housekeepers, cooks, things like that. And really, an entry-level job in a hotel is a great springboard into a career.
And the San Antonio Lodging Association tells us 1 in 8 people in our community work in the hospitality tourism industry. And in about 3 months, we'll really get an idea of how many people visited our city for spring break. Steve, Stephania.
And who wouldn't want to come to San Antonio? Thank you, Patty. Now for a look at your Nightbeat news flash. A 27-year-old man facing multiple charges, including murder in connection to the death of a man killed in a parking lot of a local gym. Basketball seems to be one of the common themes here. San Antonio police say Dontre LaRon Nestle was wanted for the 2021 murder of 24-year-old Orlando Stewart. According to police, Nestle, Stewart, and some other people were playing basketball at the LA Fitness on Blanco Road near North Star Mall. That's when Stewart and the others were leaving the gym. Detectives say Nestle opened fire on the group. Stewart was shot in the head and died at the scene. Several people identified Nestle as the shooter, but police weren't able to find him until last month. That's when they say Nestle allegedly opened fire during another basketball game at a court on Copper Hill Drive. One person hit in the arm. Nestle arrested yesterday. He's charged with murder, aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, and evading arrest. 2 other charges as well. A gunman still on the loose after San Antonio police say he shot a man in a Walmart parking lot. It happened just before 11 last night at the Walmart on Southeast Military Drive off I-37. Right now, we don't know the name of the person who was shot. Police are still going through surveillance cameras from the area to try to piece together what exactly led up to that shooting. And that's a look at your Nightbeat news flash.
And I want to get you ready for tomorrow morning. Expect some areas of fog. Take a look at our future cast for the visibility. And it's going to be fine through the night. But as we get closer to sunrise tomorrow, the fog is going to really start to thicken a bit. And I think we'll have a brief period of fog in the morning to start the day for the morning commute up through about 9 a.m. And then notice after 9 a.m., the fog really starts to dissipate. I think this is definitely on track to be what's going to happen to start the day tomorrow. And then we'll have a lot of sunshine most of the day. Temperature-wise in the morning, upper 50s, 58 in Helotes, 58 Converse. Meanwhile, in the Hill Country, a few degrees lower, 54 in Kerrville. Meanwhile, Pleasanton and Floresville, about 61 for the morning temperature. We're going to talk more about today's heat, how unusually warm it was, what part of South Texas made the national map, and a very active pattern across the country and what that means for us in terms of rain chances.
Thank you, Adam. Remember that Chinese spy balloon that's been making headlines? Well, now we're getting a different look at it. The Pentagon just released this image. You're looking at the balloon from the view of the cockpit of a U-2 spy plane. An Air Force pilot snapped the picture as the balloon crossed into the U.S. It was originally spotted on January 28th and shot down a week later off the coast of South Carolina. The State Department said the high-altitude balloon was capable of conducting surveillance. Has it really been 43 years? And while hockey may not be the most popular sport in America, it did set the stage for one of the greatest moments in our country's sporting history.
So this is known as the Miracle on Ice. It happened during the Winter Olympics in Lake Placid, New York on February 22nd, 1980. The U.S. Olympic hockey team, mostly made up of college kids, upset the heavily favored Soviets 4-3.
Do you believe in miracles, is what Al Michaels said. It happened during an era in our nation's history that saw a poor economy, a hostage crisis in Iran, and the chill of the Cold War. That's why many people say this victory was much bigger than just sports.
Still ahead on the Nightbeat, he should be a senior in high school if it weren't for fentanyl. We're going to share his family's story, along with the plans that his school district has to keep other students safe. Tonight, we continue our series fighting fentanyl. It's a crisis, and one local school district has seen this up close. The Hayes Consolidated Independent School District confirms that at least 4 of its students have died after overdosing on fentanyl since last summer. Now, the district in Kyle serves 20,000 students. And here's the thing, it's just 50 miles north of San Antonio. And tonight, you're going to see just how the Hayes CISD is taking an all-hands-on-deck approach to keep students safe.
I found him in his bed, asleep. What appeared to be asleep. But he was gone.
It's a heartbreaking story the Hayes Consolidated Independent School District is determined to tell. A video on its website shares the story of student Kevin McConville. He would have been a senior at Lehman High School had it not been for fentanyl.
We found out that after their investigation, they said that there was a pill found next to Kevin in an Altoids tin can. With a pill in a bag. It was a light blue colored pill with the M30 logo stamped into it.
He was taking Percocet and Xanax to help him sleep.
Or so he thought. Kevin's parents say Kevin didn't know he was taking fentanyl. And at least 3 other students at Hayes CISD have died from fentanyl since last summer.
We saw a lot of mental anguish by kids who were doing, the Zoom school, and we have to learn how to engage and be around people.
It's just really heartbreaking.
Karen Zuniga is the principal at Lehman High School. She says everyone in her school works together to keep students safe, and that includes other students.
We have our guidance counseling department that will pull students, will talk to students. We also have students that have come forward and given us tips, and we've been able to follow through with that and get them some help.
Hayes CISD students also created a fentanyl awareness campaign. Staff members know what to do if there's an emergency.
At Lehman High School, nurses and school resource officers are trained to be able to administer a medication that would stop an opioid overdose. And Narcan is available at all 26 of Hayes CISD campuses.
Everywhere students turn, they're told to stay away from fentanyl. Jerry Scrocky, who's the district's chief safety and security officer, has made that her mission. So whether it be through posters, stickers, or videos, she wants to make sure kids know about the dangers of fentanyl, and that includes getting everyone involved.
The big problem is we have to establish this war and really be hardcore in how we're going to start managing it from every avenue we can.
So you just saw a peek of that, but the school district has videos educating the community about the crisis. Through it, parents can get information along with students. It also features the posters their website does that students created for their own student-run campaign that raises awareness about fentanyl. They have a lot of resources, and we have them for you on our website, KSAT.com.
Talk to your kids about the dangers of fentanyl. All right, Sky 12 right now over the Frost Tower on this beautiful Wednesday night.
Looks beautiful, but you know what I'm thinking? People really have to make sure that their windshield wipers are working tomorrow because you were talking about fog.
Yeah, that's right. It's that nuisance dampness that we get where it's a little damp and even a little drizzly outside. We're going to see a lot of that in the days ahead, just briefly though, tomorrow morning. Now, today was the warmest day that we've had since October 24th. Okay, tomorrow, not quite as warm. We were 89 today. Tomorrow will be 80. By Friday, we're down to 70 for a high, mainly due to significant cloud cover. And this weekend, we'll have highs well into the 70s. A lot happening across the nation right now, really, and even just locally. Take a look at this. Across the state of Texas, the maximum wind gusts today. Yeah, we noticed the wind for a handful of hours around midday. 32 mile per hour max gust. Lubbock gusted to 60 miles per hour. Midland 58, El Paso 59. All three of those locations, non-thunderstorm gusts, of course, but the equivalent of a severe thunderstorm, wind gusts, 58 miles per hour or more. Albuquerque stands out, 74 mile per hour gusts. That's the same as a Category 1 hurricane. It's a very active weather pattern that we have going on, and we're on the warm and really quiet side of it right now. 89 was our high today. That's 20 degrees above average and just 4 degrees shy of the record set back in 1996. Cotulla made it to 97. Laredo 97, but you go just south of Laredo, Falcon Lake 101. That's the hottest temperature in the nation today. 101 degrees, so put South Texas on the national map. Even Pleasanton topped out at 94 degrees. So we had several 90s. Now you look at the big picture, and this were high temperatures today. 90s around here. I mean, Corpus Christi 95, but high temperatures below zero. North Dakota, parts of Montana as well. So a huge temperature difference, and that really strengthens the jet stream that delineates the cold air to the north from the warm air to the south. So you got the temperatures below zero and even single digits to the north. Meanwhile, right now on the warm side, that south side, temperatures in the 70s. And that big temperature contrast really strengthens the jet stream. I was looking at it, and parts of the jet stream right now, we're between about 280 and 300 miles per hour. That's at about 35,000 feet, where aircraft typically flies, commercial aircraft typically flies. You could get from Phoenix to Chicago pretty quickly, but the reverse would take you quite a while. And this is causing an active weather pattern in terms of precipitation. See the rain off to the east, eastern U.S., up to the north, some heavy snow. They're going to measure it over a foot to even 2 feet. And then, of course, into the west as well, a lot of snow. And another atmospheric river poised to come on shore in Southern California with their snow elevation down to about 1,500 feet in Southern California. That's pretty rare for them. And you look at the trend here going forward, it's an active pattern. That's the point I'm getting at here. An active pattern, but clearly not very active for us. The rain and snow accumulation is most of the lower 48. We are on the unfortunate side with West Texas, North Texas, and eastern New Mexico, and even Florida remaining dry. So unfortunately, we're not going to be able to tap into this active pattern. Maybe a few isolated sprinkles Friday, Saturday, Sunday, but mostly drizzle. The nuisance dampness, it just gets in the way and doesn't really add up to much. Over a 3-day period, we could have up to about 1/10 of an inch over 3 days, but that, I think, would be generous. 58 in the morning tomorrow with the brief fog, then sunny and 80 degrees the high temperature. Divine about 82, Comfort 79, New Braunfels at 80 degrees. We get into the weekend, Saturday, Sunday, that morning pesky drizzle both days, then maybe a little clearing in the afternoons. The next week, it's back to sunshine. We do have a cold front Sunday night, but it just cools us down Tuesday morning to 46. That's all it does for us.
All right, thank you.
All right, Greg Popovich was not happy at the last time we saw him. Let me put it that way.
He was not happy. And Spree, you know, when Pop gets on your case, it kind of bums you out.
Yeah.
Kind of hurts your feelings
there. Yeah.
Absolutely. So, yes, Pop, very harsh with his team heading into the All-Star break. Keldon Johnson today talked about Pop's rant. And in girls high school basketball, Johnson is in the 6A regional tournament for the first time. Coming up.
I mean, I had fun, got to decompress, and I had an amazing time. But I'm glad to be back. I miss my teammates, miss my coaches, and ready to get playing again tomorrow.
After a week off, Keldon and the Spurs will play ball tomorrow night in Big Board Sports. It is great to see Spurs shooting guard Devin Vassell back with the team and working out after he underwent an arthroscopic procedure on his left knee in early January. He was going through 3-on-3 drills during the portion of practice that the media was allowed to shoot today. There's still no exact timetable for his return. In their last game before the All-Star break, the Hornets handed the Spurs their 14th straight loss. During postgame that night, Pop told the media that the whole being young excuse is getting old, and at some point the team needs to take pride and play better defense. Keldon was asked how those words sat with the team during the break.
And we understand, just like you said, we understand that we make mistakes, and us being young is not an excuse. We got to fix those mistakes in order to turn some of those losses into wins. So we be right there in pretty much every game, and then we had the same mental lapses. So we can fix that. We'll be in great shape.
The Dallas Mavericks will host the Spurs tomorrow night at 7:30. The Johnson girls basketball team will play in the UIL Class 6A regional tournament for the first time in program history. That's awesome. The Jaguars defeated Steele last night 65-57 to advance. Senior Jashelle Johnson was the team's leading scorer with 22 points, but in the third quarter, it looked like she was knocked out of the game with a knee injury. After limping off and missing the remainder of the quarter, she returned at the start of the fourth and helped her team secure the victory.
When I stepped off, I noticed that we were starting to get down a little bit, and so I knew I had to, take in the pain that I had, but to persevere through it. That way we could continue to win the game. Towards the end, they started to catch up a little bit, but I think that our seniority is kind of what helped us, maintain that lead.
Johnson will face Brennan in the regional semifinals Friday night at Northside Sports Gym. Houston Astros veteran outfielder and designated hitter Michael Brantley is practicing at first base for the Champs. The Astros are seeing if he's a viable option to play first base if needed in a pinch. Brantley did play some first base in the minors in 2007.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes, but at the same time, team first approach always. I've always been like that, so if I can help the team out in any way, I'll be available. But it's a lot of hard work. I'm learning a lot very quickly, but it's all been going smoothly so far.
Right-handed pitcher Lance McCullers Jr. says he won't be ready for opening day because of a strained muscle in his pitching arm. Take you to Surprise, Arizona, where the Texas Rangers are holding spring training, and one guy they're very excited about is third baseman Josh Young. Last season, he got called up from AAA in early September, and he played in 26 games for the parent club. Dude hit a home run in his first big league at bat.
A little mantra right now is like leave no doubt to myself, to anybody else. Just go out there and play the best baseball I can. Not peaking too early, I think, is a big thing. Last year I said I peaked in January to just try to build up through camp and be ready to go for the season.
Today, the Rangers tweeted this picture of Josh, and it reads, "Young and hungry, hashtag straight up Texas." Josh went to MacArthur High School. All right, hold on or get thrown off after the break. Time for men to ride bulls at the San Antonio Stock Show and Rodeo. Creek Young on board overheated, and that bull is heated, bucking Creek off and very hard into the chute wall. Creek was offered a re-ride, but he declined. Seems like a smart move. Cue up cowboy Jeff Askey, who danced all 8 seconds with County Jail. Round and round to the right they go, and that earns Jeff an 86 and a second place finish. Here's the ride of the night. Trevor Reist on board Mayday. There's no emergency here. Trevor makes it look easy, going all 8 seconds for an 87 in first place. That's a back-to-back wins for Trevor.
I'm just glad that we're a part of her journey. I know it's a special moment for her. I'm glad that I could be a part of it. The whole team could be a part of it to give her that. Everybody gets to experience the joy that she got from that 300th win.
I think what you realize when you start to look back on situations like that is that you just had a great opportunity to coach great players. You really reflect on just the journey of it all and just the experience of working with so many great people.
Congratulations to UTSA women's head basketball coach Karen Aston, who picked up career win 300 Monday night when the Roadrunners beat North Texas 68-67 in overtime. Birds Up will host Florida Atlantic tomorrow night at 7 at the Convocation Center. 6 of their 8 wins this season have come at home. She really has something going on special there.
Yeah, that's a great mark, too. 300 wins. Yeah. Thanks, Larry.
And we'll be right back after this.
Can't pass up this sunset we had this evening. This from Taylor at Woodlawn Lake. And notice how he gives a shout out to Skywatcher for the heads up of the nice sunset. I guess our common pinners, our KSAT connectors are in cahoots.
I like
it.
They're competitive.
Yep.
Yeah.
Good night. We'll see you tomorrow.